Well, thank you for joining us today. We are starting our South Shore Business Spotlight series, and I have a special guest, Dr. Josh Belof, here today. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Josh is the owner dentist at South Bay Dentistry, located in Apollo Beach in the Publix Plaza here in Apollo Beach Central. So I'm going to just ask you a couple quick questions, and we'll go from there.
Great.
First question is, when exactly did you open South Bay Dentistry?
We've been here for 7.5 years.
Okay.
We opened up in 2010. It was shortly after the market went down hard, so you might say it's pretty crazy to start opening businesses at this time, but it's worked out well for us so far.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, are you from here originally, or are you?
I'm kind of. So I'm originally from New Jersey, and when I was 17, my parents moved us down to Florida because it's too expensive to live up there. It's very cold as well, and we moved to Valrico area, so we're kind of very familiar with Brandon, and I went to college in Clearwater, and I went to dental school up at the University of Florida, so we've stayed Florida homegrown. And after dental school, we moved down to Riverview, and so the South Shore area I've been very familiar with for a long time. Been here basically for 20 years. So yeah, we're not new. I guess I'm from Jersey, but I'm also from here.
Okay.
Yeah, second home.
Well, it's always nice to have you.
Yep.
Before we jump into some business questions, what's something outside of business that you enjoy?
We are big into camping. And we have a trailer that we use. It's a 30-foot trailer that we got a trip coming up to the Smokies. I've always wanted to go to the Smokies, so we're going to spend a week there. I used to fly planes, and I'm now thinking about getting back into flying. And I'll admit it on film, I still play video games as a 37-year-old, and I think I will as a 57-year-old and later. So yeah, we have a good time camping now.
And as a life insurance guy, I suggest not on the plane.
Oh, not on the planes? There were some questions on the application about that, but that was then.
So in terms of your business, when did you decide, I want to open my own dental practice, not just work somewhere else?
Yeah, it was kind of, I had some good experiences working for other dentists as a dentist, two really good guys, but when I graduated dental school in 2007, that's when the economy really went down quickly, and so practices that used to be big enough to support two dentists no longer can. And so I went from a great practice to a good practice, and then there wasn't enough dentistry there, and so I had to go work for a not so great private practice. And the economy got that one too, and I was forced to go work at one of these corporation deals, these dentists in a box that you've seen. And it was a horrible experience for me, for them, for many reasons. And I finally just got sick and tired and fed up and said, the only way I'm going to make a path in my career is if I do it myself, either by owning a practice, purchasing one, or by starting one up myself. Most people choose the ownership route, to purchase one from someone who already had a practice with a history of cash flow and success. And I realized I'm very unique, and I kind of just needed to do it my way. And I had my own ideas and how I wanted things to run and be, and so that's how that happened. It kind of came out of seeing how I didn't want to do it, which made it very clear what I did want to do, and to create something unique that we want to do with our practice.
And that's not an uncommon path. What family did you have at the time, and what did they think about it? Because that's a big jump.
Yeah. So was my wife. We had nothing to lose. I mean, I came out of school, just tons of debt. I guess there was no turning back. It was sink or swim. My family were supportive. I mean, they were mostly supportive. I had a solid vision of what this was going to look like. It wasn't just, I'm a dentist, I drill teeth, I'm just going to open up. We had a very specific thing in mind. We did our homework, and we had a plan, and we had a way to minimize risk. And so I mean, they were super supportive, but it was a big risk, and it worked out really well. I think even from day one, it's been a great community in Apollo Beach. It's very unique. The people here are very unique and different, and it's made it very. You can probably back me up on this because you work with Apollo Beach people all the time. They're cool people, and I'm really happy we picked this area to do it.
You mentioned having a plan, and not to get into all the plan details, but how long and how detailed was the plan? Was it just an idea, or was it, no, it was very detailed?
I mean, it was specific down to floor plan and we thought about, what do we want the practice to feel like? What do we want it to look like? What do we want it to smell like? What do we want our patients to feel when they walk out the door, when they walk in the door? What are they going to tell their friends? What's the marketing going to look like? What are the colors? I mean, it was incredibly specific. What are the dental chairs going to look like? I mean, maybe something people don't think about. But there's all kinds of different things you can do. You can do things like put massage in a dental chair. You can put things like heat in there. You can put TVs on the ceiling. You can do, it doesn't have to be a cold, sterile box of an office, very clinical. I hate the word clinic. Our vision was down to making it unique with character and some of the different design things that we did, and very patient, customer service friendly type place.
And having been there more times than I would like,
yeah, right.
It is a nice place.
Yes,
so
thank you.
You did a good job.
Thanks.
What's been your most satisfying moment since opening? Can you think of anything? Or
I would say that we've seen, because I've been here 7.5 years now, and when we start, people don't know who I am. They're going to a dentist, they saw my ads maybe, they saw we're next to Publix, and so they came as a stranger and unsure, but over time that has changed. And now our patients come almost exclusively because someone told them about us, which is super gratifying to me, because it shows that we have figured out the Apollo Beach people. We've connected with them. It's meeting their needs because they're sending other people there. We don't rely, we hardly advertise at all. We get a patient who comes from their friend or their family, or they send their mom in or whatever, and that makes me feel good. Tells me we're doing something right.
You're doing a good job. What about challenges? What are some of the challenges, or maybe a challenge that you've either dealt with and had to overcome, or maybe even looking forward?
Yeah, our biggest challenge is insurance. No offense.
I'm taken.
Me and insurance are not friends by any means.
And this is dental insurance.
Dental insurance, homeowners insurance, and Allstate is fantastic, I must say. Have many policies. But dental insurance, man, oh man. I once interviewed someone to come work for me, and she used to work for a dental insurance company. And we were talking about dental insurance, and she said, yeah, one time we were told, deny every Crown claim that comes in this week. Find a reason why. Lose the claim. Just deny it. And that's the stuff we deal with dental insurance. It's just complete money-driven. It's not about patient care. And so that's been a frustration for me, to try to provide what we provide while still taking insurance, but not allowing it to dictate everything that we do, because I have a hard time signing over control of my business to businesses who operate with those practices. So that's been tough. Some patients are very insurance minded. They will only do what insurance says they will do. And sometimes that doesn't work out very well, So that's been my biggest challenge. Hiring can be tough too, especially in a small town like ours. Finding people with dental insurance who can provide good customer service. It's not easy. We've assembled a great team, I think, but it's been hard to find them, for sure.
In fact, that is my next question.
Yeah.
Knowing that good teams are as important, even more important than the entrepreneur themselves. A little bit about your team, like how large is it? How many hygienists do you have? Like what does the team look like?
Yeah, it's small. Our whole business model is about small, and that's one of the things that makes us a little different. I think a lot of businesses, they just want to get as big as they can. We're not like that. I've always had the defined small size of my practice. I'm the only dentist there, and so we have a small team. You're going to see the same faces. There's 4 of us in there. I have Charlene at the front desk. I have 2 hygienists, Kelly and Beth, and then I have Anita as my assistant, and they're a great team. They're a team of all-stars, and I work for some great women, and I am blessed to have them there for sure. They each have their own strengths, and together they're unstoppable. I really enjoy being a part of them, and it's a good family atmosphere with them. But it's taken a while to get them all.
So what does, and I know this can be a tricky question, but what does a typical day or a typical week look like? I mean, how much is client interaction versus other business things for you?
Yeah. That's one of the hardest things too for me to manage, is to be the dentist and the manager. So or the technician and the entrepreneur at the same time. We see patients Monday through Thursday. We see them 8 to 5. We break for lunch for an hour. We start our meeting with a huddle. 20 minutes before our first patient gets here, we review all the charts. We go over all the pertinent notes for each patient of the day. Maybe this patient needs to go see the specialist and hasn't gone. Let's follow up on that, stuff like that. And we wrap up promptly at 5. We run on time every day, every appointment, at least we try to. And it's important to me to get my team out on time every day. They got a family to go to. I got a family to go to. We don't want to be there really much past 5. So we got 5. Fridays is an administration day. That's when I come in and try to do the entrepreneurial stuff, whether it's running payroll or paying bills or all the paperwork that goes into this kind of stuff that you don't see behind the scenes, or lab cases and all that kind of stuff. When we first started, we used to do Saturdays. We used to do extended hours, and we were doing anything we could to make sure that we were staying busy. But then my kids got older, and they go to school, and they're off on Saturdays, so we had to cut off Saturdays to spend more time at home with the kids on the weekends. And we try to just find this balance, right? This balance between home life, work life, between working in the business and working on the business. It's hard to do both at the same time. So you got to schedule time for each of those.
Aside from dental skills, what type of skills do you think are really, really important to running a business, a small business?
Leadership.
Okay.
I think leadership can overcome a lot of shortcomings. It can overcome some disorganization, because goodness knows, if you've been in my office, it's not the most organized thing in the world, and it can overcome a lot of shortcomings. And I think good leadership, I guess you can read books and be a better leader and be better at it, but it has to come in your core first, right? You can't be a bad person and a good leader, in my opinion, right? If you want to inspire people, whether it's your team, whether it's your patients, your clients, it has to be truthful and honest, and you have to wake up every day with the purpose of making those around you better. And if you do that, it's just a whole lot easier to lead people, right? If you can show them, here's my vision, here's where it comes from. It comes from this desire to do something really good and really big, and I want you to be part of it. And if you can do that, it's a lot easier to get people on your team and be willing to follow you. And maybe you're disorganized, but if you've got a good heart, you can take that pretty far, if you want to get stuff done. For sure. And then if you can add team members maybe who are organized, like I've done, and put them around me to help make up for my flaws and vice versa, you can do some pretty cool stuff.
Now, in terms of leadership, some people think that, you're just born that way, but it is a learned skill. Are there certain things or you've either read or taken to really develop or improve in that area?
Yeah. Yes, I have. Some books. One of my favorite books is The Energy Bus. I'm pretty sure I can't list a book that Joel hasn't read. I know you.
I have not read that one. So
really? Okay, that is super surprising. Yeah, it's one of my favorite books. It's about having a positive mental attitude, and sometimes you don't wake up positive. You got to kind of create it. And I have a little note in my desk that says, if I want my team to be positive, it starts with me first. So even if I'm walking in the door grumpy, fake it until you make it sometimes. That's okay too. Sometimes you got to fake positivity to get your team going. So that's one thing. I've attended a lot of classes on communication and how to effectively communicate and lead, mostly in the dental realm, so I don't know if it would be familiar to anybody listening right now, but yeah, and honestly, going to church every Sunday, you're going to learn a lot of leadership stuff there too, right? There's good principles in that book, and not a bad place to be to learn how to improve your leadership and leading other people.
Yeah, no, it's great advice. 2 more quick things. Number one, so if you had someone who was starting out, and not necessarily in the dental field, any advice that you'd say, just, hey, you're starting a business, if I could just take you to the side and give you some advice, what advice would you give a young entrepreneur?
I guess find out what makes you different. Why should somebody choose you over the other guy? Because if the answer is, I just want to open up this business because I think I can do it, I don't know how successful you're going to be. You might just be getting by. But if you can find something that really makes you different, that makes people say, oh, definitely go to that guy because he does this, then it's just so much easier to be successful. But that's hard though. But I guess that comes to the heart of entrepreneurship, is finding a void that the community needs and then filling it. putting a new spin on it, a new twist on it, something that people would appreciate, that's hard to find,
What maybe one or two things would you say help you stand apart from some of the others in the area?
One of the things, easily, is that we do our crowns in one visit. So I've taken a lot of classes on learning how to use a machine called Cyric, and crowns are typically done 2 visits manually with a lab. And this is all digitally, so I use a computer to make the crown. I make every aspect of it. So that's one thing. I don't know of anybody in the area doing that. I've been doing it for a long time. I used to teach it at the University of Florida, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a ton of fun. It's state of the art. It's I think the best there is in dentistry, to do that kind of dentistry. The second thing, from day one, we were just super customer service driven, right? And it even comes down to how the office was built. I mentioned earlier, we have TVs at the ceiling, right? So when you're laying back, people are scared to go to the dentist. They can watch TV. They can put on their favorite show, whether it's how we talk to them and how my team handles them. They're not a number at all. It's not like a chain thing where you're in and out. We take the time and spend the time to listen to your needs, and find out what you want so we can give it to you. Not to give you the plan that I came up with for you, but to find out what it is you want for your mouth, and then we can make that happen, right? And make it fit into your budget too. So
those are 2 great things. As we wrap up, who is somebody in business that maybe you admire, and why?
My mentor is Dr. Jeff Wyhe. He's in Tampa. I spoke with him today. We speak on the phone a lot. He's in his 70s and still doing amazing dentistry. He taught me. I worked in his office when I was 18 years old. I would get his coffee every day. I would wax his car. I would help him chairside in the dental office. He helped me go to dental school, and he just taught me a ton. I look up to him. He taught me about efficiency in business. So his thing was always be small. Keep your business small and personable. Don't become high volume. Kind of create your own category. Do something no one else is doing, and keep it small so you're not really competing with other people. And that's kind of, he's had a huge effect on my life, and I'm very grateful to him. As far as big business people that I look up to, I don't know, nothing really comes to mind. I like studying places like, BMW or Lexus or Ritz-Carlton, or places that give you that extra layer of customer service that makes people feel really valued. That kind of stuff, super cool. Disney, of course, right? The Disney experience is just incredible. So there's even been, dental classes we took at Disney to learn their way of customer service, and that kind of stuff is fascinating to me. So you can always get better.
Did you fix Goofy?
No, no. Goofy needs seriously an orthodontist to get that taken care of. He's the worst.
Is there anything else that I haven't asked that you think would be important for somebody to know about small business starting out, or making sure that the client is taken care of?
I think you have to know your client, right? Know your client. If you're going to go open a business somewhere, get a demographic report, and not just how many people there are. Find out what they like. Who are these people? So that way you can make your business meet their needs, right? So if you understand Apollo Beach, it's getting more diverse now. But it used to be, the demographic report showed that it was very much a lot of empty nesters, people enjoying life, their kids are gone, they like the finer things in life, they like boating, right? So catering a business towards them becomes simple when you know that, but really understanding what they want first as a group, and then each client individually, what they specifically are looking for, customized, and making it work for them. You give them what they're looking for, it's a win-win for everybody.
Well, thank you very
My
much.
pleasure,
I
Joel.
appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Dr. Josh Belof, South Bay Dentistry, and really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.